Part 5 of how I ended up in an abusive relationship. My name is Marina, and I'm a former trauma therapist. And the first abusive relationship I was in my 20s. This is part 4. Of course, it has the love bombing, which is the fast and furious, I'm the most beautiful girl. He's wanted to marry me, fast and furious love bombing. Then he was testing me by doing that negativity stuff where they talk down to you, they see what you say to test your boundaries. Then it's isolation, where all of a sudden my friends are bad, my family's bad. He's watching who I go out with, hearing that I talk to guys, so now I only go out with him, so becoming more isolated. Of course, his family's fine. And then now comes the super gaslighting and cheating. So he owned an exterior remodeling company and would say he would have to go on work trips, if you know what I'm saying. And this was before the advent of like real cell phones. So he would come back and, this is the olden days where there was a camera, and let's say there's 24 pictures or 36 pictures in a roll, and then you have the negatives, right? So I just knew something was funny because you just couldn't get a hold of him. And so one time, I go and look at the negatives, and of course, it's missing. Actually, it's missing pictures. It's not missing the negatives. So I look on the negatives, and I can see it's like him and this chick, like posing in all these places in Florida. So of course, I have the negatives. I'm like, listen, blah, blah, blah. That's when, first push. Because I found it. Because what was I doing snooping in his stuff? What was I doing? And then it was turned around me. I'm an untrustworthy. Can't believe I don't trust him. And it got so turned around that by the end of that, I felt bad that I did that. Which is crazy, but it is. So yeah, so that's when they've got you and your self-esteem is in the guitar, right? At this point, mine was obviously because I was then apologizing for him being mad that he cheated on me. You know what I mean? And then that stuff went on. And then, well, I'll tell you the next part, which is what they do after they do something really bad and they start touching you.